Sabi Africa. No Africa. No Africans. Pioneering role in science, engineering, and technology.
Sabi African Network, illuminating Africa's narrative as pioneers in science, engineering, and technology.
Welcome to Sabi Africa Network, where the brilliance of African knowledge, culture, and innovation is brought to life. If you've ever wondered how deep our roots run or how far our ideas have traveled, you're in the right place. Here, we uncover the power of African science and systems long before colonial contact. From the Zulu's beadwork coding Africa's very own ancient algorithm to the Nabta Playa calendar that predates Stonehenge, we show that our ancestors were thinkers, builders, and problem solvers. We don't just look back, we also highlight modern Africans using traditional knowledge and new science to solve today's problems, like harnessing geothermal energy in Kenya or reclaiming herbal medicine as a valid health system. We believe storytelling is power. That's why we tell the stories of Africa's heroes, systems, and forgotten histories. Whether it's the evolution of African languages, the science of African hairstyles, or the mathematics behind music, every piece reveals how intelligent and intentional our cultures are. Our Sabi Africa Network is here to challenge stereotypes, spark curiosity, and remind Africans everywhere and the world that our continent has always been rich in knowledge, in ideas, in people. So if you're ready to unlearn, relearn, and see Africa with clear eyes, subscribe and join the journey. This is more than a channel, it's a movement.
Sabi Africa. No Africa. No Africans. Pioneering role in science, engineering, and technology.
Sabi African Network, illuminating Africa's narrative as pioneers in science, engineering, and technology.
Well, now for the moment you've all been waiting for. Once again, I'm super honored to introduce our speaker for today for our second series. Our speaker for today is Dr. Akanimo Odon. Dr. Akanimo Odon is a globally recognized expert in cross-border education, sustainable innovation, and strategic partnerships across academia, business, and industry in Africa. With a PhD in environmental management from Lancaster University in the UK and advanced business certifications from Cambridge University, Stanford University, MIT, he brings a unique blend of academic excellence and enterprise acumen. He currently serves as Africa Regional Advisor for the University of London, the Lancaster University, and also at Zurich Elite Business School in Switzerland. Dr. Odon is the founder of FlexiLearn, an innovative platform for distance learning in Africa, and also the principal consultant at EnviroFly Consulting UK, based at Lancaster University. Over the past decade, he has developed and managed more than 100 strategic partnerships across the UK and African institutions, delivered training to over 40 African universities, and mentored over 500 young researchers and entrepreneurs through his NGO XN Foundation. He has served in advisory roles with the British Council, the UK government, the African Union, the African Development Bank, and multiple African governments and universities. Dr. Odon is also a published author, poet, and award-winning film producer. His career transformation guide, the Graduate Code, and the most recent one, the Professional Code, have won him lots of accolades across the continent and globally. And his film, Dry, which I'm sure most of you have watched, when I personally watched the movie, I was in tears, one of the best movies I've ever watched. So he produced Dry, and Dry showcased his commitment to youth empowerment and social change. So please, everyone, join me in welcoming Dr. Akanimo Odon to the stage. Please use your emojis, use your chats to welcome him to the stage as he gives us his talk today. Thank you, Dr. Odon. Over to you.
I want to first and foremost appreciate Professor Rose for this incredible invitation, and also incredible work the African Technology and Innovation Institute is doing. And I couldn't be prouder about, when individuals take the initiative to make that drastic, systematic, transformational change, and you see the impact kind of grow. And it boils down to the fact that if we have many of those individuals taking the bulls by the horns and deciding to make a change in their own spaces, Africa is very better. One of the common phrases I use is I say, Africa, my Africa. And that's because, I don't want to use today to talk about Africa innovation. I think that might defeat the purpose of why I think I'm here. I think I want to use today to spark an interest in innovation in anybody in the room, and for folks who might hear this conversation afterwards through, if you like, social media and so on. That is because Africa is indeed blessed. I'm going to share my screen very briefly. I don't have too many slides because I want to have a conversation. And that means that as we progress, I will be asking to respond to a few questions on the chat section so we can actually have a conversation. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen very quickly and then we can get going. Okay. Can everybody see my screen? I'm hoping you can.
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, lovely. So what I want to do is the topic I've been given. So in the next 30 minutes, is that okay? 30 minutes, 30 minutes about? 30 minutes. It's talking about the professional code, but a focus on stories and strategies from Africa in my work. I'm director for Africa Partnerships at Lancaster University, but obviously I hold many other hats. And as I travel around, it becomes very clear that Africa is indeed blessed. And interestingly, it might not even be from the perspective you are viewing it. Now, it's exciting to be on this Innovation Series 2.0, and I want to think about the word innovation. What comes to my mind is a process or a system by which you create new products, new services, new value systems. And ultimately, the idea is to solve problems. So that means you cannot have innovation if you haven't identified problems, or else it's just innovation in space. Now, with that in mind, it means therefore that the fundamental raw material for good innovation is problems. So can everybody in the room, can you write in your chat and say, I love problems? Let's go. Because I think I want to get you to understand why you are in a blessed position to actually innovate. And innovation is not about massive systems and lots of software engineering to innovate. Innovation is a capacity to solve problems. So am I hearing people in the room? Let's see who is speaking. Thank you, Daniel. Daniel loves problems. Olayinka loves problems. Who else loves problems? Yusuf loves problems. Rosalind loves problems. I like it. Okay, Zipporah, I see you. Elizabeth, you've been phenomenal with the correspondence you've been having with me leading up to this. You love problems. That's beautiful. Now, let me give a sense of what problems is. Can you see what's on the screen? Can anybody tell me what can you see? Okay, you can see money, right? I always like starting with money because then people's attention are a bit more grabbed in a sense. So this is money, but not only Naira notes. It's a range of currency. So there's a story behind what you see. So a few years ago, because in my job I travel quite a lot, so I cover over 30 African countries, and on one year I was trying to get a feel or to give myself a little gift that kind of describes what my activities for the year had been like. And I was thinking, what can I get myself that'd be really cool? Then someone said, wait a minute. My daughter said, how about if you kind of collated something that reminds you of your different trips all through the year? Then I'm thinking, I know I have a few of these. So this is an example. I got this. Can you see this? I got this from Uganda. I've got lots of this all over the house. So if you walk into my house, even though I live in England, you can know this man is an African man. I've got lots of artifacts and souvenirs and so on. But then I thought, wait a minute, how about if I be a bit more strategic and I say I put together the list of currencies that are in some sense scattered around my pocket. So I'm sure if I look through my wallet and my pocket and my bags, I'll see different African currencies that I didn't spend scattered all around. That was an idea. So I said, okay, I'm going to do it. So I did. And then I put together this frame. Now, this frame wasn't enough to capture the currencies of the countries I visited that year. So I have two frames. If you look behind me, the trouble is I am actually, for some reason, I wanted to remove the shade behind me, my background. You could have seen on top of my screen here, there's actually one of these frames sat on my wall. I'm in my office right now at home. Now, the way it's positioned, when I walk into the office, is the first thing I see. When I walk out of the office, is the last thing I see. So it's like, if you want money, you use money to cover you. You see, so those who want money, so you better let money be around you. And why is that important, though? It's because when I hear narratives in social media, people will tell you where Africa is where things are suffering. You know, I'm sure you've seen those pictures and screens of a little boy with flies all over, and it's like Africa is a place where there is so much trouble and then nothing is working. No little wonder there is so much jackpine from Nigeria. Everybody wants to jackpine. You know what I mean? And I find it very interesting. So this reminds me that there's actually money in Africa because these are currencies from different African countries. Now, why is that important? Because if problems are raw materials for innovation, it means problems are raw materials for creativity that results in innovation. That means problems are your actual resource. Now, I'll paint a picture. So, each time I'm trying to develop a proposal for new funding, obviously you can't apply for funding until you show the funder you are trying to solve a problem. That's the way it works right here. So definitely, so I'll put together a proposal. Now, I've sat down in several proposal development meetings, the initial ones, when myself and a few professors are in a room trying to discuss, kind of figure out what problems would we write for funding to solve. Now, let me give you a sense of what happens in the UK. So I'm in a room with, say, 5 professors, and we're having a conversation. And the conversation normally goes like this. One professor was saying, how about we solve this problem? Then the other prof would say, no, I think last year there was a young man who designed a solution for the problem. So they say, okay, we can apply for that then. Okay, how about we revise the problem and solve this other problem? Then the other prof will say, oh, no, that was what I published my last paper on. So a solution has been established. Then the prof would go, how about we solve this other problem? And somebody will say, I know a PhD student working on a solution as we speak. Ladies and gentlemen, these guys, these top professors spend hours and days looking for problem to solve. Now, the difference is, it's not the case in Africa because Africa doesn't have a problem of problems. So basically, problems wakes you up in the morning. Say, hey, what's up? I'm here. I know you left me last night to sleep, but I haven't left. So you look to your left and to your right, problems is harassing you. Now, my mom was telling me about the crisis in Nigeria at the moment, the economic downturn. There's problems everywhere. It feels to me that if problems are raw materials for solution and creativity and innovation, I might be right to actually say that Africa is blessed with problems. It means if you're a praying person, even your prayer should change. So when you wake up in the morning, you should say, Lord, today, bless me with problems. Can you pray that prayer? Sounds like a very serious prayer to pray, but it's a prayer from a depth of intelligence. Now, let's try a small experiment. Let me show you what I mean. Can everybody on the call bring out your mobile phones quickly? I'd like you to quickly count for me the number of mobile apps you have. Quickly. Mine is 82. So when you count the number, write it on the chart. So this is mine. Mine is 82. Let's see who is the biggest browser and streamer online on the call today. So tell me, how many mobile apps have you got? So problems are raw materials for creativity. Problems are raw materials for innovation. Problems are raw material. Problems are the basis by which innovation exists. So let me tell you why we're struggling on the continent and why I'm hoping that at the end of today, so Luatayo says she's got 40. Anybody else? Let's go. How many mobile apps have you got on your phone? 40? Talk to me. I did that many. Most of you are still counting. Prof says 76. Beautiful. Let's go. Anybody else? 75. Inyolu, I see you. Thank you, ma. Ashia says 45. Keep going. Wow, Isaac. What is happening, man? 128. Dude, calm down. Marvelous. 110. 150, Yusuf. I think you should leave this call. You should be a multi-millionaire. Teach us innovation with 150 apps. Come on. Isaac is on fire. That's correct, Roxy. Now, listen, guys. So now I can see the numbers. It's 80, 150, 110, 75, 16, 56, and so on. Now, I'd like you guys to do something else. Look back at your phone, follow me, and now count. Now, this is important. Count the number of mobile apps that has been developed by a Nigerian for Nigerians. Let's go. So mine is 2. And I can tell you what they are is GT Bank and Echo Bank. So I'm writing the number now. So now count the number of mobile apps. So mine is 2. So from 80 to 2. So the number of mobile apps that has been designed by a Nigerian for Nigeria. So Prof says 2 as well. Prof, I don't see your Nigerian banks.
Yeah, so what is my Nigerian bank? One is Calendly.
Well, there you go. So Olayinka says just 1. Oluwatayo even says 0. Daniel is even starting his sentence with this thing if finish me. Only 4. There's 108 apps. Oluwadamilola, but how many by Nigerians? Ashiyat 2. Can you guys look at the call? Look at the chart. So now the numbers have drastically reduced. Now there's something I didn't tell you guys. Okay. So my actual mobile app, this was intentional, it's actually 3. 2 are my banks, but one of them is my learning app, my education training app. Okay. But think about this for a minute. So basically, you are in Nigeria. Now you do realize that the average mobile app has been designed to solve a problem, no matter how small. So every mobile app in one form or the other is been the only reason it's sustained or is economically viable is because it solves a problem enough for you to be on your phone to do a thing. Does it make sense? Now, so you're telling me that you are in Nigeria with all the problems that is harassing you on a daily basis. But meanwhile, you depend on some dude or lady in the US, in Jamaica, in Australia, in the UK to provide you with a platform, a mobile app that solves a problem in your country. There's something fundamentally wrong with you. Hello? By the way, that includes me. Okay? Now, you do realize that mobile apps are so cheap to make now. It's not back in the day, Prof can back me up, where you have to have some serious money. There are actual mobile apps that have been designed to make you mobile apps. Oh, you didn't hear me. So these ones, that the reason for the mobile app is to help you generate a mobile app at very minimal cost. You'll be shocked. And you are literally, now, can anybody just list, I want to give you an example of what I mean. Can you list your expertise or subject matter of interest on the chart? Anybody? Just anything. Whatever interests you as a subject matter. What is your expertise area? Let me show you what I mean. Anyone? Engineering education. Do you realize, sir, that there are international schools in Nigeria, in Cameroon, in Ghana, who are looking for a small app where primary and secondary school students can learn simple engineering knowledge? Yusuf, agricultural innovation. Did you realize that there are farmers who are farming, but they will ever remain small-scale farmers because they have no idea how to do research and innovation to grow? And meanwhile, in Nigerian universities, the average Nigerian university has a faculty of agriculture. And research shows that over 80% of agricultural graduates don't do anything agricultural, but they have the knowledge. So you can actually have a mobile app whose only job is to help farmers in the village to recruit agricultural graduates to support their systems. Hello? Data analysis. Do you know how many stress I have if I'm on a big project with collecting lots of data, where I now have to now look for a data expert to help me analyze data? You can just design a small app, and all you do is just receive data and using proprietary information and systems, design the analysis of data. So all of you on this call, if you are not yet a multi-millionaire, there is something wrong with us. Hello? That's why I began to talk with money. Maybe I want to be sure I am speaking to the right group. So there is money. Now, money is, the kind of money where before the month ends, you spend everything. Yeah. The one where you want to, I'm conscious I'm speaking to academics, professionals, and students. You want to engage a new PhD student, there's no scholarship for fees. That's money. The one where you get invitation for international conference or workshop, but you're looking for who will pay your flight. That's money. What I'm referring to, ladies and gentlemen, is money. There's a difference between money and money. Money is the one where that you can wake up in the morning and say, okay, doc, I'm flying to the US now because I've got a conference. Whether they invite you or not, when you show up, they will agree. Hello. That's money. Money is the one where you can decide that, okay, today I want to hold an international conference and pay for the lunch, accommodation, and feeding for all participants at no cost to them. That's money. So let me understand. Do you want money or do you want money? Because I want to be sure I'm speaking the right group. So write in the chat. I like Roxy Umo. The numbers of O's and E's and Y's shows to me she really wants money. Fantastic. Now, to want money means that you need to change the way you view, respect, and also appreciate money. So that's why I begin with a simple physical step of having lots of frames of money dotted all around my walls. Hello. What you see, you believe. What you believe, you receive. Hear me now. Innovation is your capacity to solve problems. So I'll give an example. So before COVID, I used to travel quite an awful lot. Are you follow me? And when I travel, I go and deliver training programs. It was amazing. But then COVID hit and we couldn't go anywhere. So I sat at home, I'm thinking, wait a minute. I have training programs. I'm in my house. I have a small camera. I've got the content. So I just said, okay, well, I want to solve a problem without having to travel. So I spent 5 months, ladies and gentlemen. I have never done professional editing in my life. I learned it online. Hey, oh, guys, can everybody bring out your phones? Let me show you how much you affect your own growth. Now, can you type on Google? Now, listen, type on Google if there's anything you want, you have an interest in, that you love to do. It can be fashion design, but you haven't really perfected it. It doesn't matter what it is. Can you type for me on Google? Can you type free international courses in that thing? Let's go. And tell me what you see. Doesn't matter what it is, because most of you will go under the excuse, oh, the reason I'm not innovating is because I haven't learned this, I haven't learned that. Keep quiet. Learn what? So that's how I'll give you an exercise. Can you go on Google now and type free international courses and then write any subject of interest, any subject matter that you require expertise growth in to be able to do new interesting things. Type it on Google, enter it, and tell me what you see. Let's go. Today is the end of your worries. Whether you like it or yes, you must become an innovator today. So now, can you Google for me and tell me what you see? Go on, I'm listening. Write it in the chat. What is that area? What do you see? It doesn't matter the area of interest. Thank you very much, sir. Gift Ebony. You like data analysis and you're waiting for somebody to give you scholarship when there is a free international online course. Free on Google. Can you imagine giving yourself the test that every other month or every other week, I want to do a free course? And interestingly, most of these courses now give you certificates at the end of the courses. And you're waiting for someone to show you the way when you have a phone with data. Instead, you spend your time TikToking and Instagramming and Xing and Facebooking, looking at a new shoe that video bought. You can't even buy the shoe. When you can spend that data doing exciting things to increase your life and enhance your profession, this is breaking the professional code. You are in charge of your own growth. You are in charge of your innovation, because all around you are problems. And so I put together these courses. I told my daughter, at the time she was just like 12, and she was good on Microsoft, also on PowerPoint. I said, sweetheart, can you help me put together this PowerPoint and animate them? Guess I gave her as a contract during our summer holidays. She spent hours and hours converting most of my PowerPoint into beautiful animations. I had the full content of my course. I now call somebody I know. I said, by the way, you used to owe me one money. Don't give me the money, but I realized that you can do software. Can you put together a simple mobile app for me? And the person did. Guess what? I put everything up within a space of 5 months. That's because I am not even an expert in this. This is not my area of specialty. But I don't have to be an expert anymore. We live in a world where there is so much information. AI, ChatGPT, DeepSeek has taken over. You see these things, but you use it for nonsense. When you can use it to enhance your capacity and do interesting things to innovate and solve problems and grow your capacity. So guess what happened? I can never forget this. So I called a professor friend of mine. It was a VC. I said, VC, sir. So I put together this incredible course for students. It was a Nigerian university. I said, I want to do like a pilot. Listen very carefully. True story. Because my theme is stories from Africa. I'm trying to inspire you that you can take simple action steps. So this is okay. Well, so how much is your course? And by the way, I had even calculated very carefully. I want to just do a pilot. I said, okay, well, how about 20,000 naira? So VC was like, this is quite a cheap course. I said, yeah, we can just do the pilot. So that's fine. So he said, okay, well, I've got about 1,200 final year students. It's a private university. I'll mention the name. So okay, I'll send you all the details because it's about careers and employability, my area of specialty. So he sent me all the spreadsheet. We onboarded them onto the platform. And guess what? I handed it over to my admin staff. I forgot about it. So for me, it was just to test that the course works. I forgot about it. I was doing other things. 3 weeks later, I can never forget this. I see, you know when your phone does ping alert. I say, what's my phone doing alert early in the morning on one Friday? So I opened my phone. Can you guess what I saw, ladies and gentlemen? Can somebody calculate for me 20,000 naira times 1,200 students? That's the alert I got on my phone. 24 million naira. That is a salary for some people for 5 years. I got it literally over 2 weeks of a course that I didn't even know was happening. Don't even ask me what I'm doing right now with many universities all over Africa. This is what really happened. I saw a problem. I had some resources. I did some innovation. I put some team together. Simple stuff. I saw the problem and money started slapping me. That's the capacity you have. Ladies and gentlemen, our progress. So now, is there cultural dimensions and innovations or the culture of innovation in Africa? Of course there is. You all know that. Is Africa innovative in its space? Is there African innovation? Most of you know this guy, Steve Jobs. You know Bill Gates. Henry Court. I live in Lancaster, so I'm a bit jealous. So this is a guy who created puddled iron in Lancaster. Look at what he did. Solving a simple problem. This crazy guy, Sir James Dyson, the first backless vacuum cleaner. Now we're in a world of opportunities, of endless information, endless resources. You can do what you want to do with a little bit of resourcefulness and doggedness. That's the professional code. The ball is in your court. You are in charge of your own professional career. We have African innovators. All of us know Chimamanda. In culture, innovating in some incredible ways. When I think innovation is not about doing something incredible, it's massive in the air. It's about solving a problem, and it's beautiful when that many people have the problem. Dangote's wealth is built on his capacity to identify simple things everybody needs and make it available. Solve a problem by creating value, and you make an impact, and at the end of the day, money pursues you. A young Malawian young man, incredible William Kankwamba. You know about these guys. The Cameroonian who got the Rolex Award for incredible innovation. Hero rats. The mine, because this is a mine people cannot go. But they use hero rats who have become experts at navigations. And the list just goes on and on and on. Nkopa Kenya Safaricom. Now, for that to happen, there has to be a change in perspective. This is really why I'm spending time and focusing on problems. How you view problems. You know, have you ever been on social media where you go online and someone talks about this problem? And for the next 4 days, people are cursing the government, cursing everybody. Hey, nonsense, the head not correct. I mean, are you a problem enhancer? Your job is just to see a problem discussion and just harass everybody and cause trouble. Let me tell you how my mindset have changed. When I see a problem, and I put myself to the point where I can't help myself anymore, I feel a sensation of sweetness in my tummy when someone mentions a problem. That's a mind shift. Because when you say problem, all I'm hearing, you are saying problem, all I'm hearing is money. That's the power, the culture of innovation that comes from a place of shifting of a mindset. It reminds me of a story I heard about an energy drinks company. And they were struggling with the sales of their energy drink. And so they called a marketing executive, a young man, to come and design a graphical campaign where they can go to market and change the perspective of individuals so they can begin to buy energy drinks. So the young man came, spent several weeks doing like forum group discussions, questionnaires, and put together a beautiful campaign. They agreed a day to launch a campaign and went to market. Guess what happened? The very next morning, after they launched the campaign, the sales of the drink plummeted worse than it was before they even called the marketing executive. And there was panic in the room, and they got to the room and, what happened? Then they discovered that the country where they launched the campaign, they read from right to left. So look at your screen. So the campaign was launched in the Middle East. So a young, beautiful woman wakes up in the morning and goes, I am energetic, I'm running fine, I'm powerful. Then I take your drink, then I collapse. God forbid batting. The intention was that you are weak and tired, you take the drink and you are energized. But they forgot the importance of perspective. So you can't do innovation and uncrack or break the professional code if you don't understand perspective and geography. It also reminds me of the story of a company who makes shoes. And then they called two young executives to go to a new country to kind of do a market survey, market research, to find out if their shoes will be sellable or viable in this new country. So these two executives went to this country, spent several weeks, and then at the end of 2 weeks, they wrote two different reports. The first executive said, in this country, they don't wear shoes. So it is not the country for us. Second person said, in this country, they haven't started wearing shoes. So in fact, they are the best country for us. So same market, same product, but different perspectives. What is it you see? Interestingly, and this is powerful, but I'm trying to be very calm about this, because if I start, it will not end today. There is something you see, and interestingly, it's been nagging at you for quite a while. It's a natural phenomenon. I don't want to go deep into. I go deeper into it in the book, talking about the design of the humanity of the natural capacity. For everybody, The reason you have a gift, a talent, or perspective is because you've been designed to solve a problem. Is how the design works. Okay? That's very vital. So the reason why you keep having that nagging feeling in your mind about this problem is because there is something. Oh, I'm trying to be careful the way I say this. There is something that has been imputed in your framing, almost at DNA level, that is prompting you as a solution to that problem. Is the reason why that nagging continues. The trouble is, as long as it remains a nagging and there is no action, you will never actualize, which is why we are frustrated. So look at the way I put it in this book, the professional code. So the tagline is this: every professional position needs a passion to be released. And every professional passion needs a position for it to be increased. I'll say it again. Every professional position. So that means no matter who you are, whether you're a student, you're a lecturer, you're an academic, what you have is a position of some sort. What you need now, which is what I'm trying to do, is a passion to be released. Is to show to you you have what it takes to innovate and solve problems. And stop becoming what I call LinkedIn reposter. Do you know who those are? I'll tell you who those are. There are people in this group who have LinkedIn account. Some have forgotten their password. But the only way you use LinkedIn is you wake up in the morning and wait for others to post. You're like a passerby. And when they post, you wear your big glasses and repost. You are the LinkedIn reposter. What of your own words? You don't have words. What happened to your voice? Don't you speak? Can't people repost what you write? It's time to stop being a passenger and be the driver of your own innovation boss. Stop reposting and complaining when what you have is literally in your hands. Are you hearing me? So it's about perspectives, and except it changes, you will never move. I remember the first time I flew into Kenya, and I hadn't used an Uber before. You know, the Uber drive, and I was running late for my flight after I checked out of the airport, the hotel, and someone said, "You can use the Uber, sir." So I said, "Uber? What is Uber?" So I remember I just went online on my phone, downloaded the Uber app. I did a few things. Then I pressed, "I'm going from here to here," and I clicked enter. And within 5 seconds, the Uber showed me the cars that were close by, how much they were, their plate number, mobile number, color of the car. I almost dropped my phone, say, which kind of juju is this? Did you realize that Uber hasn't actually bought anything except the proprietary system or platform with which everything else runs? So the question is, what problems are you solving and what's your problem portfolio? Do you know what problems you solve or are supposed to solve? That is the origin of your innovation. It's as simple as possible. Don't make it too complicated. Just a few years ago, we began a new program called the Stimulating Sustainable Entrepreneurial Thinking in academics, in scientists, in African universities. And each time you meet an academic, and I'm hoping that there are a few academics in the room, because we are partnering with University of Lagos, and you ask them, "Oh, by the way, what's your biggest problem?" They say it's money. Say, money for what? To buy equipment, to go for conference, to go for workshop. Every academic always have problem was more of money. Then I remember I will ask them and say, "Okay, so guys, can you," and by the way, I'm asking you so I can show you what I mean. So let's go to the chat. Can you now list for me, since you're looking for money, can you list for me the top 5 or top 10 international bodies who give funding in your field? If you can tell me, if you know it and be very honest, I want to make a point. Can you say, "Yes, you do," or "No, I don't" in the chat? Let's go. Be honest. Can you list for me the top 10 international funding bodies in your field who give money? Yes or no? Be honest. Go on. Thank you, Daniel, for being honest. No, I don't. Anybody else? Yusuf, thank you very much. Ashia, thank you very much. You know, Yonluwa, no, I don't. Keep going, keep going, keep going. I want to make a point. No, I don't. Yonluwa, anybody else? No, I don't. Oluwa, to be honest. No, I don't. Okay, Olayinka does. Yes, I do. Keep going. No, I don't. No, I don't. Top 5, maybe top 5. I said top 10. No, I don't. Now, if you notice, there's a number of no, I don't in the chat. So the question is this: how can you be looking for money and don't even know who gives money? You want the money to fall from the heavens? I don't understand. Do you know that on my laptop, this is true, I know the top 100. I only tested you with 10. I know 100. I know the top 100 international bodies who give funding in my field. Not only do I know them, I know when they give calls for funding. I know why they give calls for funding. I even know who they gave calls for funding to last, who won the grant last. Because if you're looking for money, then respect money. So for those who say, I know, second question. When last did you apply for funding? Did you apply for funding in the last 2 months? Yes or no? People should respond, please. I'm just using funding as an example to understand why there's a power in grabbing your own bulls by the horns and deciding to make a change, which is a breaking of the professional code. So, simple question. Who has applied for funding in the group in the last 2 months? Be honest. Ashia, thank you very much. Keep going, guys. In the last 2 months. Yes or no? That's good. That's good. In the last 2 months. Keep going. There are many people in the call. Why are people not responding? Are you panicking? No, it's not a, I promise, it's not a judgment court. I told you I only do interactions in webinars because I want to get the best out of folks. So when you leave, you remember what I said. It's not a theoretical webinar. Are you following me? So yes, who has applied for funding in the last 1 month? There's a reason why I'm asking this question. Okay, I'll put it this way. If 2 weeks, this is actually true, if 2 weeks goes by and I haven't applied for funding, some kind of funding, I have fever. You guys, you didn't hear me. You didn't hear me. Can you guess how much I've won in international grants in the last 4 to 5 years alone? This is true. You can check it out, by the way. Go to my LinkedIn profile. I've won in excess of 40 million pounds in grants. Not loan, no, not loan. Grants. Over 40 million pounds in grants in the last 4 to 5 years. Do you know why? Because I grabbed my career bull by the horns. Does it happen to you when you're feeling worried? You know, and then you don't know what's wrong with you in your mind, and something is bothering you. And you can try everything else. You're having a chat with somebody, but that worry is still there, hanging in your head. Does it happen to you? You're having a shower, you're having some food, but is that worry is there? That happens to me sometimes now where I wake up in the morning, I'm going, why am I feeling very happy today? I don't know why I'm feeling unhappy today. Then I'm thinking, why is the reason? Then I discover, oh, I know why. I haven't applied for funding in the last 3 weeks. That's how my mind frame, my posture now is. There is too much money in this world for anybody to be broke. For you to ever consider funding as the bottleneck or reason why you are not innovating. Can you just stop it? How many of you here have in the past an international conference in, say, Germany or Kenya that you want to go for but you didn't have money to fund it? Yes or no? Be honest. How many of you, be honest, just tell me, talk to me. Yes or no? How kind of conference you heard about or you even got an invitation for, you couldn't go in the past because of funding? Tobichiku even has one currently now. Can you mute your microphones, please? It's a bit disturbing. Oh yeah, don't worry. I do funding application sessions. This one, I haven't even gone into funding. I'm just doing funding on the side to show you what the power of grabbing your own, so breaking your own professional code. I'm using funding as an example. I can talk about many things. See, it's a social session, but I want to make an impact in your mind, your mind's eye. So when you leave, you behave differently. Let me tell you how crazy I get. That's why I'm never broke. So in the last 2 months, I've done 8 African countries. Did you hear me? In the last 2 months, I've done 8 African countries. Next week, I'm going to Nigeria, and the next 4 weeks, 4 to 5, 6 weeks, I will do 6 African countries. Now, I do this constantly. Now, look at the cool thing. You might say, well, that's cool, dog. That's not even cool. Let me tell you what the real cool thing is. The last time I remember, follow me, paying for international flight accommodation on all my travels from my own pocket was over 5 years ago. Now, that's cool. Even if I may say so myself. Do you know why that's cool? Because I know people who give money to travel. Hey! Oh, may you receive wisdom today. I am intentional enough to know who gives funding to travel. So if there is too much money in this world, if there are people set up just to bless your life with funding to travel, and you are broke and looking for money to travel, and you don't even know they exist, there's something wrong. It's because you are not intentional and strategic. Problems, people, knowing people, being intentional. Let me ask a simple question. How many of you in this room have any friends, professional friends in a French-speaking African country? I'm speaking about partnerships now. Yes or no? How many of you have a professional friend in a French-speaking African country? Yes or no? Be very honest, guys. Keep going. No, Tobichuku, I hear you. Olayenka, I hear you. Basi, congratulations, sir. Fantastic. How many of you have professional friends? I don't mean friends you say hello to. Friends you work with as we speak. There's friends and there is friends. That's why I target professional friends. I don't mean just colleagues or people you chit chat with. People you do serious work and make serious money with. How many of you? Be very honest. Now, let me paint you a picture of what partnership does and the mindset shift. Did you realize that there are 16 countries in West Africa? I don't even want to go to East or Southern Africa. Let's focus on West Africa, just alone. There are about 16 countries in West Africa. Do you know that 10 of them are French-speaking? Can you guess what the average French-speaking country partner tells me each time I go there, whether it's Cameroon, Senegal, Mali, Niger? They tell me, Doc, can you find us an English professor in this particular course who can design the hear me, English curriculum of the course so they can deliver it into the English-speaking market in Senegal? You didn't hear me. So they are looking for a professor of physics or someone that teaches lectures in this particular course in Nigeria to come as a partner and design the same course for them and teach it in English to an English audience. That is, you don't realize, you don't know, because after Nigeria, your next partner is Ghana, where life is easy for you. Some Nigerians even think Ghana is our neighbor. You realize that there are 2 countries between Nigeria and Ghana. You think because it's a francophone speaking country, everybody speaks French. Guys, I do deals and drive partnerships and products in French speaking countries, and I don't speak a word of French. The only French I know is Comment Capetu, you m'appelle Akan. Finished. If you say anything extra, I am lost. That's the beautiful thing. I don't need to know French. There is something called Google Translator. Hello? I'm having a business chat with my French partner. I write the thing in English. I copy, I paste. I convert. I copy the French. I post on my WhatsApp. I send. He reads. He replies in French. I tell him in advance, brother, I'm translating as we to speak. So calm down. I am striking business deals, monopoly, in French-speaking countries in my area of specialty because I am intentional. Partnerships. So, point of duty, and I know I'm conscious about time, so I'm wrapping up now. Okay? There's too much opportunities. There's too much problems. And you are the solution to a problem, even if you start small. Resources abound, especially when you are open to innovation and open to resource mobilization. It comes from a place of preparation and practice, through partnerships, profiling. Now, and I'll end with this, because I want us to do a simple activity right now, so I can get you in the pathway towards breaking the professional code. So, how many of us in the group have a LinkedIn account? Yes or no? Let's go. I'm wrapping up. Yes, you do. I love that. Beautiful. Now, I'd like you to be very honest with me, and I'd like you to state for me the number of pages. So if you were to write a comprehensive CV, professional CV, I don't mean an abridged version. I don't mean a short version, a brief version. If you were to write a comprehensive CV of all your work, all your experience, all the courses you've taken, all the lectures you teach, all the conferences you've attended to, how many pages would your CV be? Mine is 32 right now. So can you write for me the numbers of pages of your CV on the chat? Let's go. How many pages? Thank you very much, Ashiyat. Thank you, Yusuf. 4 pages. Keep going, keep going, keep going. How many pages is your comprehensive CV? Not a small version. Maybe 5. That's a great number, Daniel. Beautiful. 5-page CV. 4-page CV. 5-page CV. That's beautiful. Keep going, guys. Keep going, guys. I'm wrapping up now. 15 pages to Bechuku. That's beautiful. Anybody else? This is for me. This for me is the beginning of the. It's almost like a simple step to start you innovating. So you all have 5-page CV, 4 pages, 15 pages, and so on. Okay, beautiful. Now, and I imagine you all have LinkedIn profiles. So my question is this: can you be honest with me for a second and tell me in the chat how many pages is your LinkedIn profile? Be honest. So, I told you my CV is 32 pages on my laptop. But guess what? My LinkedIn profile CV is about 44 pages. Do you know why? Because LinkedIn allows you to do things a normal CV won't, like recommendations. To actually write it there, like professional expertise and profiles and articles, which your normal CV. So my LinkedIn CV is actually heavier than my normal CV. So the question is, how many CV is your current LinkedIn profile? Be very honest. If anybody in the room has more than 2-page LinkedIn profile, I will give you, and you're honest because I will check, I will give you my book free of charge. Because I know the chances are you don't. So the question is this: how can your CV on your laptop that is gathering dust which nobody sees be 30 pages, 10 pages? But your CV that showcases your capacity, your innovation expertise on the largest professional network in the world is 1 page. After you say that somebody is pursuing you in the village, you are the origin of your problem. Hello? Nobody is pursuing in the village. If they Google you, what shows, what is seen? Don't worry, just Google Yusuf. If you don't know how to read the pages on LinkedIn, just Google how to read a page on LinkedIn. You guys don't understand the power you have on your phone. Google it. There's a step of how to know the pages you have on your CV on LinkedIn. So don't ask me. Ask your phone. You carry it all around, sir, ma. It's actually a list. A step on how to find the number of pages on your LinkedIn. So, ladies and gentlemen, to end this, a simple activity. I want you guys now to spend today. That's all you can achieve today. And spend 2 hours updating your LinkedIn profile. It's a simple copy and paste until it's ready. Now, when you're done, I'd like to now write a simple LinkedIn post today. And the post should sound like this: I have just been in a fire, interactive, transformational, powerful session with Dr. Odon, organized by the Africa Technology and Innovation Institute, convened by Professor. Write a simple post, tag me on LinkedIn, and post it. And it's the beginning and the starting of your breaking of a professional code. I think on that note, I'll stop now. Thank you very much.